Today in the video, we're gonna go over the step-by-step shots on how we shoot a car. Right now, we're gonna go over the hero shot, which is the most important shot. It's the first impression that matters. It's the first thing that the customer sees, the dealership sees. This is pretty much the most important shot for the setup and what we're gonna go over. So right now, we're gonna have Reese, the photographer, we're gonna go over every shot individually and give you an example and show you the entire template in this video. So right now, as you can see, Reese is getting a little low. We like to get a little bit lower to really give the car a pop. We're gonna stand about 30 feet or so away from the car, which defeats any fisheye look. We're also gonna attach a shot that is too close to the car that is resembling the fisheye shot. And this is what you do not want to do. All right, the next shot we're gonna go over right now is the wheel shot. It's an aggressive shot. It really showcases the wheel, the brake pads, the brake caliper, excuse me. That's a really good second shot to then introduce the rest of the exterior of the car. Right now he's doing the headlight and the bumper shot. There's a lot of details on here. There's a BMW insignia on the light itself. So we're really highlighting that. So the next thing we do, we don't take pictures of the car with the wheel turned. We want to revert back to the wheel being straight, and now we're going to continue with the rest of the shot counterclockwise. Now in some instances you might go counterclockwise, but that might be preferable on the dealership and what they want. Right now, again, Reese is getting into an aggressive position, shooting the profile shot. And right now, Reese is going to do the corner shot. Again, we're farther away from the vehicle. Ideally, you want to make a larger circle around the vehicle to keep from doing any kind of fisheye look. Generally, when we're doing the exterior, again, in that other video, we talked about how many exteriors. It's about 5 to 8, given to what the dealership wants. That's kind of the way our template is set up, is that many exteriors. Right now, as you can see, Reese is going to be flipping the car because since the sun was behind him, we want the sun to be on every part of the exterior of the car. We don't want half the car to be in the sun, half the car to be in the shade. Again, it's the little details that really matter and that you really want to focus on. And now we're going to focus on the rest of the rear and work our way back to the front driver's side corner. So the reason why you want to flip the car, not only for the sun, is because as you can kind of see behind me, there's other distractions. There's cranes, there's apartments, there could even be another dealership right next door. You don't want to put somebody else's dealership in the pictures that you're shooting for, the dealership that you're shooting for, as well as cranes and whatnot. So if you can flip it, you're keeping the dealership that you're shooting for in the photos the majority of the time. Now, this is a little different if we're backgrounding every single photo. You don't necessarily need to flip it or worry about the distractions outside because we are backgrounding. That, again, that is the preference of the dealership, if they want every exterior backgrounded or just the first. It's a really good habit to build, to flip the car, and it'll transition easier at other dealerships and other photographers coming in to your dealership or other dealerships, but everybody is shooting the same way, so it creates the consistency overall. Okay, so now we're gonna finish up the driver's side. So right now, Reese is gonna shoot the driver's side rear corner, again, stepping back about 30 or so feet. Generally on the millimeters for your lens, if it's a crop sensor, it'll be 50. If it's a full frame, roughly 70 millimeters. The next shot we're gonna do in the final exterior shot for this template is the driver's side corner, and that'll conclude the template. But once he's done doing that, I'm gonna continue to discuss more of the photos. So what I also want to add is some dealerships want more exteriors. And so what you would do there is add this extra profile shot right here, because what we did is the passenger side. The next two shots that you would do straight on in the front and straight on in the back, really kind of zooming in, and we're going to attach some examples in this video to show you how we properly stage the camera for the front and back, because there is a lot of wasted space, and if they background it or not, you still want it to look consistent, and we'll show you that. So I'm going to add in this video, in other instances, we might actually shoot the emblems, which is the model of the car. Sometimes we'll even do the make. For instance, this is an M. There will be the M on the rear. So you could either shoot the front with this emblem, or then again go in the back and do some sort of creative work on those emblems. Never hurts to add more photos than we actually give them, but If we agree to say 30 photos, you want to give them 30 photos. But if you want to give them 5 more, 10 more, that's up to you. This really helps get the customers in the door so they can help sell the cars faster because we're being more detailed on these vehicles. All right, right now we're gonna do interiors. We just completed all the exteriors. However, the sun is still inside the vehicle, as you can see. We wanna try to minimize any sort of sun exposure inside. So right now you can kind of see different parts. There's a bunch of shadows. We really wanna keep that consistency. So every part of the interior is visibly seen without any kind of glares or discoloration because of the sun. So we're gonna move the vehicle a little bit. A quick tip, if the sun is directly behind the vehicle, that'll get the inside of the vehicle the most shade. We're shooting around almost exactly 12 to 1 when the sun is overhead. There's about an hour or two during the day where the sun's gonna be completely overhead, where you really can't get all of the sun out of the cab. However, I will show you some examples of when it's a little bit earlier in the day or later in the day, you'll see how much shade is in the actual vehicle. Pretty shady for what we need to get, which is the dash, the controls and all that. We're starting with the interior. We're gonna start with the driver's side. Obviously that's the most important for the customer. We really are gonna highlight a flow here, and that's kind of getting, when you first open the door, what you really look at, and then continuing to see almost a full 360 of the interior cab. So we're getting more of the zoomed out shots right now, and then we're gonna start jumping into the vehicle to get more of the detailed shots, like the odometer, like the nav, the buttons on the steering wheel, the shifter, and all that. Just some keys to look out for. If it has nav, always put it on nav. We're gonna show the camera in reverse. That's another key photo that we wanna add in there. If it does not have nav, try to put it on the home screen, a radio screen, just not any kind of error messages or the air conditioning. Again, we really wanna show the vehicle, and most people are gonna look at the nav, the radio, and the home screen. So if you can find one of those 3. Again, we're getting really detailed. We're getting the door, we're gonna get the window controls, anything that you can really think of, the seat. We're really telling the story of the inside of the vehicle and getting every shot to give the buyer the best idea without having to come into the dealership, but they know exactly what they're looking at and exactly what they're gonna get when they show up to the lot. And we'll provide some of these photos in the video to kind of show you. You'll also have a printout of this template. So guys, I wanna actually show you, this is a perfect example. You're gonna run into a lot of cars where after you do the rear shot, the camera is still showing the vehicle. What you wanna do is immediately get away from that, because then the majority of your shots are gonna have that camera. You want the nav to be on the majority of the shots. So I need you guys to remember, when you're done with the rear camera shot, make sure the screen is again on the navigation, home, or radio. There might be some check engine lights, there will be some error lights. You do not want to shoot that at all costs. So a lot of times what I would suggest is either shut the door when you're taking pictures of the dash, or try to avoid some of the shots. Just a rule of thumb, any error lights, even if it's a door open, no seatbelt, you want to cut it out, because what that does for the customer is either they immediately draw their eyes to it and they're like, okay, what's wrong with the vehicle? Even though there's nothing wrong, it's just, hey, the door's open, there's still an error light, and we want to mitigate all error lights as much as possible. Shoot around them if need be. So right now he's getting inside the vehicle. We're gonna do some POV shots, which are some of my favorite, and that's from the back, focusing right on the middle. And then my very favorite is the POV shot where your head would be, and that really shows from the door to the controls. And again, that's one of my favorite shots. All of these shots will be in the video for you as an example, but also in the template. So we're gonna continue shooting. If there's any sort of rear entertainment, always shoot that, always add that. Sometimes the rear entertainment or controls could be in the armrest, could be below, could be on the seats or above. Make sure you really keep an eye out on that and shoot it. It's especially helpful when customers are trying to buy vehicles that have kids or have the entertainment for their kids. Now we're moving on to the trunk shot. One thing I need to be clear, I don't like clutter. If there's any trash, please remove it. So right now we're removing the mats because we want to take an accurate representation of the trunk itself. If you leave the mats in there, it looks messy. If you leave the mats in there, it doesn't really look consistent. But this way, you can see the entire trunk without having to worry about mats. And that will conclude the interior shots. If you have any questions, if you want any more detailed shots, obviously please let us know, call us, email us. We'll be happy to go over anything else. You know, you can always ask questions. We'll add every photo that we took in this template, as well as you have a printed template for yourself or digital. Just kind of always refer back to that template. What we're going to show you here is the template for this very dealership. But again, always refer to the template that we gave you, because some photos are on there and some photos are not, including, I'm just going to add to this, the VIN plate. Some of the dealerships want the VIN plate on there, and that'll be on the inside of the driver's side, either on the door here or the panel. It's a good rule of thumb to have the VIN plate as your last shot to separate the different vehicles you shoot for that day. You want to incorporate this template in this style of shooting, whether or not you're using your phone or your camera. At the end of the day, we're uploading to the software. The software is going to recognize your camera or your phone. If you are using your phone, we want to still shoot the vehicle like we're actually shooting with a camera to create the consistency and to create the professionalism for the vehicle and for the dealership itself. We're going to be uploading to AutoSnap. With your phone though, you'll be able to shoot these photos and upload directly on the lot as soon as you're done with the car. If you're using your camera, you take it home, you edit it, and you upload via the desktop. Unless your camera can communicate with your phone, you send the pictures to your phone, and then you can upload to your phone that way. However you want to do it, as long as the photos are up on the software before the end of the day, everything is amazing. All right guys, thank you for watching this shot-by-shot video. This concludes the video. At the end of this video, when I'm done talking, we're going to go through every single photo that he shot. Enjoy. Again, if you have any questions, please let any of us know. We'd be happy to answer them.